Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to the end of the week. Welcome to a red day. And here's the thing. We had predicted that we were going to get a green day. We thought maybe people would jump on Trump extending, another 10 days to Iran before he starts hitting power stations. So we thought that might work. And it almost did. At least in Canada, it almost did. The first half of the day was quite green. We were green all the way up past lunchtime. In fact, we only slipped into the red the last part of the day. And I quite literally, as I was getting ready, my sign was initially green, and then I had to change it over to red. So we got close, guys. We got close. Definitely still a red week, though. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. All right, now I got a question for you guys. A big question. Are we in an energy crisis? Are we in an energy crisis? That's my question. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Before, of course, we're going to look at the market before we do. But think about it. Think about what you think. Do you think we're in an energy crisis? Do you think energy is going to bounce right on back on the other side of this? So let me know. Let me know. While you guys are doing that, holy banana bread, let me quickly, just got to share the screen because it is not up. I saw a little tiny bit of choppiness, so I went and rebooted a bunch of stuff just before we started. So let me just take a look here. All right. Let's head on over. Let's pull up the market. This should work. Here we go. Oops. Let me just, come on here. There we go. Let's just drag that over a little bit. And let's actually bring up our data. So the TSX, here we are. I said that we just turned red. Look at this. We are at negative 0.01%. When I clicked on the go live, we were at negative 0.1%. So now we're at 0.00. We might go back into the green, guys. There is still time to head into the green. So we'll see what happens. Of course, south of the border, it's a totally different story, but we're going to get to that for a moment. So one of the things helping Canada today is we got two things. We've got our commodities. Well, I guess that's all technically one thing, but our metals are doing good today. So gold is up, silver's up, all of the familiar shiny folk are up, and oil's up. So between the two, we're definitely seeing some big movement, but there's also some pretty big red too in the Canadian market, and we'll see that when we get to the heat map for sure. Right now, and here's a word I've been hearing it thrown around: correction. So are we in a correction? That's what people keep saying. Oh, this market's in a correction, or this market's in a correction. Well, do you guys know what a correction is? To be in a correction, you need to be from your recent all-time high, 10% down from that number. So 10% from your recent all-time high, that's what puts you into a correction. So obviously, TSX is nowhere near a correction. Nowhere near a correction. If you look right about here, actually, right up here, there's our all-time high right there. We are not 10% below it. In fact, the all-time high was right around the beginning of the month, and we're only down, well, on the month, we're down 6.37. So yeah, are we down a lot? Yes. Is it a correction? No, not yet. If we fell another 4%, we'd be in correction territory. So we're moving towards correction territory, but we're not there. We're not there yet. And we'll take a look. We'll take a look at the other. We'll look at the other ones as well. Let's quickly jump over here to the S&P 500. Oh boy! Now they're down today 1.61%. Yikes! And if you look as well, their all-time high it's pretty close to where we entered the month. So, it's close. And if you look at them on their 1 month, they're down 7.81%. So they're closer. They're closer to correction territory. They're not there yet. Quite literally about 2% and change more, and they'll be in correction territory. Now, if next week is a terrible week, if we get escalations in the war, yeah, they may very well enter correction territory next week. So that's a possibility. Looking and let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Let's look at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ as well is down, and quite literally now with the NASDAQ, their last all-time high is a little bit higher. It's back here in January. I think that was the highest they were at for the year. Yeah, there's back here in January. So they have a little bit more than that month. So on the month, they're down 7.9. So if we looked at where they were in January, you're probably closer. They're probably close to about 9% down on that. In fact, year to date, they're 9.3% down. So the NASDAQ is really, really close. Like I would say they're about 1% away. About 1% away from being in correction territory. I did see a couple of news media saying that, oh, the NASDAQ is in correction territory. They're almost in correction territory, but they're not there yet. But all it would take is a bad Monday, and they will be in correction territory. So pretty darn close. But, oh boy, yeah, look at this. This week, since Wednesday. This is just since Wednesday, guys. This has been just dreadful for sure. So, oh boy. The Dow Jones. So the Dow Jones also, now, oh, look at this. The Dow Jones is down quite a bit. Although it's saying on their 1 month, they're only down 8.45, but they did have a little bit, they had a little bit higher up here. So they're probably about, I'd say they're in the same boat as the NASDAQ. They probably have about a 1% to get themselves into correction for the Dow Jones Industrial. And finally, the Russell, although I think the Russell is probably actually not that close. Now I don't get, unfortunately, they don't give me the data on exactly how far they're down, but they're pretty close to this blue line. And when we trace it back, their all-time high was not that high, not that higher than the blue line. So I would say they're probably in a similar boat to the TSX. If I had to place it anywhere. So far, no correction, but we're darn close. And so, yeah, so a correction starts at minus 10%, and it only goes until minus 20, because once you pass minus 20, you're no longer in a correction. You're now in a bear. You're in a bear market. So we're approaching the halfway point to a bear market, the halfway point. So let's hope. I'm hoping we don't go down there, but if this war persists, there's always a good chance. There's always a good chance of it happening. Okay, quickly, let's hit our heat maps. Oops, all right, need to drag this back. Here's Canada, and as you can see, look at this. The banks are all suffering today. They're all pretty deep in the red. You've got TD down 1.5%. Royal Bank 1.17. Scotiabank down 9.7. Oh, even Brookfield Corporation there. Look at them. They're down 1.35. So, even the mighty Brookfield is falling today. Shopify is another interesting one over here in the commercial services. They're down 3.21%. So, not a great day for Shopify. We do have some positive, though. Our oil and our minerals, they're all doing fantastic. There's C&Q bouncing back after yesterday, up 2.12. Cenovus is up. Wheat and precious metals, look at them, 4.18 up. So not too shabby. Go away, ad. AGI up 5.03. Lundin Gold up 3.08, so not too shabby. Not too shabby there, but technology not looking good. Our pipelines both look pretty good. Well, they look okay. Enbridge up just a little bit, up 0.12, and Pemina up 0.09. Heading south of the border. And, all right, let's move my side panel out of the way. Look at this. This is a lot of red. This is a lot of red. Technology absolutely bombing today. Nvidia down 2.3%, Apple down 1.86%, Google, oh boy, down 2.36%, Microsoft down 2.5% as well. So not a great day, not a great day. And my two little ones that I keep, for the longest time, Eli Lilly and Johnson & Johnson almost seemed like the place people were going when markets were in trouble. Maybe not so today. Eli Lilly down 1.83, though Johnson & Johnson is up a tiny bit, 0.2. I think today a lot more people are moving into precious metals. I think that's where a lot of the money is going today. All right. And crypto. Another red day. Not a lot of positivity in the crypto market as well. For our crap coin of the day, of course, we have to go green because the market is red. So let's, whoa, I do not know what I just did. Oh, there we go. I'm like, what did I just do? All right, I am in. I'm all right. There we go. I think I just clicked on the border. It popped up. All right, let's grab a green coin. Guys, this is live. Things happen. Oh, you know what? The very bottom corner is green. Let's grab that. Let's grab that. And let's see what we got. Uh-oh. When you swim with the fishes, you run into a shark. It's called U-Shark. I don't know what U-Shark is. It's it's a coin. It's not worth much. I mean, look at this, guys. When you have to use exponents to tell me how much it's worth, this thing is not worth very much. It's kind of an interesting icon. You got a little, I don't know if you guys can see it. If you're on a phone, you can't see it, but it's just a blue circle and there's a little dorsal fin on it. So at least they put a little bit of effort into making that. So I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's a game. I don't know if it's a straight up meme coin, but I do know this. The waters in my portfolio are shark free. We got nets up all around to keep things like this out of them. I call these crap coins for one reason. They're like going to the casino, throwing the dice at the craps table and losing your money. And perhaps after you lose your money, you might crap in another place too. Just saying. I don't like I don't like these altcoins. I don't like them. You know, there's some that will probably succeed, but there's more that won't. And I'm not a fan of penny stocks, and these are even worse. But I will say there is money to be made in crypto. It's just not with these little guys. It's with the bigger coins. It's with your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your XRP, and your Solana, Cardano, and gosh darn it, even the Dogecoin is a better option. So what can I say? What can I say? All right, just give me a second here. I'm going to turn off the Nightbot because we got some action already happening here. First of all, let me just put us back on the holy banana bread. The TSX is in the green. It's in the green, guys. Uh-oh. All right. I should have just left it in the green. There we go. Sign is back to green for now. Maybe we'll have to change it again. I'm not sure. All right, let's go big screen. And I do apologize if there's a little choppiness today. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see here. Yeah, right out of the gate, Hipple in with five gifted subs. So that pretty much guarantees us a Monday show. So, and it fills up our goats. We got the goat squad, and if anybody's new to the chat, you know, when people do supers, I play little goat squad goats. I guess we'll call them that. So we are going to go through them. We're going to go through them right now. We're going to, of course, start with our evil Monopoly goat, who has come out first and said, "Hey, thank you, Hipple. Thank you for opening the door to my pen." So we got one goat on the loose. And we also got our Bay Street goat, who's just a jiving to the bell. So that's pretty cool. Now my favorite, guys, my favorite is Space Goat. So Space Goat is yeah, Space Goat is loose as well. And guys, normally these are spaced out. No pun intended, but what can I say? And finally, of our normal goats, we have our Professor Goat. Just doing the math, crunching the math. And we have a holiday goat. And that one has also been released as well. And oh gosh, it is our Easter goat. Here we go. Let's enjoy. Let's enjoy. All right. Oh boy, gotta love it. You gotta love it. So thank you, Wahipple. That was absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. All right, now let's get to these comments. Might not going to make have fun, everyone. All right. Well, hopefully you make it. I saw this before the stream chat started, and I had to drop in. Holy banana bread, Wahipple, you rock. You rock, but you know you rock. I think some people rock so much that they know they rock. So that's Wahipple. Lance says, "Good afternoon, everyone. I'm curious to see if there will be any surprise news by Trump after the markets close or over the weekend. We shall see." I am sure that Trump will say something over the weekend. Last weekend, actually, it was pretty calm. That's why we were able to have a Green Monday. We might be able to get a Green Monday again if nothing happens over the weekend, but sometimes it feels like stuff is just bubbling under the surface. So I don't know. It's going to be such a hard call on how Monday is going to start, guys. So now I'll be looking at what comes out on the weekend. We have a show on Sunday. I'll tell you guys on Sunday what I think is going to happen. All right, let's see here. Niece says, "A good evening, all." Hello, Niece. Good to see you. We've got, Samantha says, "A goat explosion." Thank you, Wahipple. And we got a happy Friday. And Kelly is saying hi to Niece. Samantha says, "Yes, an energy crisis. It just hasn't fully hit yet." Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I did ask that question. Are we in an energy crisis? I think we are. That's my, and I'll give my reasoning. For one, we got this crisis going on right now in the Middle East. We're not getting, nothing's coming through the Strait of Hormuz. So, that's about 20% of the world's oil supply. And as I've said before, because of that, if you have an oil pump in the Gulf and you've got no boats to put it on or ships, you got no tankers, because they're just sitting there. They're already full, just sitting there in the Gulf, and they're just, they got nowhere to go. So what's happening? You can't pump. You've got nowhere to put the oil. You got to turn the pumps off. You got to turn those pumps off. So if you turn off the pumps, you can't just flip a switch to turn them back on. It's not a quick process. Those pressure, when you turn off the pump, it loses the pressure. There's a whole bunch of process going on there, but you have to do something about that. So it's not good. It's not good. It's going to be a pain. It is going to be an absolute pain when, once we get through this. It's going to be a pain to get things moving back. And when we get through it, that's another question. There was a report today that came out that said if this war went to June, we would probably be looking at $200 a barrel Brent. So that's all it would take is June. Just get us to June and we got $200 Brent. Now, right now, And let's pull this up. Currently, Brent's sitting at 110. So it is up a little bit. Oh boy. But, this is, this may only be half of what we're going to see. So, what can I say? And once again, I can see on the test machine, we're getting a little choppy here, guys. Oh boy. What the heck is going on with that? Let's see. Pat attack. Yes, WTI crude reverse will take years to restock. So yeah, we are in a situation now. Inventories are running low. There's some countries that have maybe 5 days, maybe 9 days of oil left, and they're out. There are some countries telling people, don't go to work, don't come in, work from home, don't be using gas, don't be, and that's, I've even heard as well of some places where the garbage men have been told, guys, collect twice a week instead of once a week because, we just don't have the fuel. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how this all wraps up, where this all goes. It's going somewhere. It's going somewhere, that's for sure. We're at lower inventories. So we got lower inventories, higher demand. It's definitely crisis territory. And I think even if this war ended this weekend, I don't think it's gonna. I think there's a 0% chance of that. But if it ended this weekend, we're still looking at elevated oil for a while. We could be looking at elevated oil for the rest of this year, maybe into 2027. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that oil's going to stay a little high for a little longer, and not just oil. There's other things as well that this whole situation has caused. Fertilizer is going to go up. Now that should be good for, I guess, Canadian companies. Helium, the price of helium will go up. Natural gas, those are other things that are being impacted. And it's not even just, and keep in mind, I also say, I'm talking about, restarting pumps. Well, it's going to take a lot to restart pumps that have been bombed. So when you look at like Qatar, and you look at the natural gas facilities that got bombed, it could take a year to get those things back up to where they were before. It could take longer. I don't know the full extent of the damage. So you'd have to sort of look at that as well. So yeah, it's a pretty big crisis. Now, you could argue, well, you know what? We've had wars in the Middle East before, and oil's always bounced back on the other side. Yeah, that is true. That's 100% true. You could also argue, well, countries like Canada, they could turn up their production in the oil sands. Sure we could, and we will. But we've only got limited capacity to get it to the world. It's not like we have a new pipeline. So you have to take all of that into consideration. And I think when I weigh the reasons for an energy crisis against the reasons against an energy crisis, boy, it looks like an energy crisis. And here's a funny thing. I mentioned some people are being asked, don't come to work from home. Could we even see, if this gets really bad, could we see an almost, I don't want to say a COVID level lockdown, but could we see an energy crisis lockdown? Where it's like, yeah, anybody, if you can work from home, you gotta, because there's just no gas. There won't be gas at the pumps. You won't be able to buy gas. What's that going to look like in the winter when people who are on home heating fuel? So it's going to be very interesting to see how this all works out. Now, I'm hoping this war ends and it's not as bad as this commentary, that this answer turned into a commentary, but I'm hoping it's not as bad. I'm hoping that I am doom glooming it, doom and glooming it. There we go. That's what I'm hoping. But, it's how I feel. So I definitely I had to say it. I had to say it for sure. All right. Pat says price will stay at $80 for years. Ian, I would say globally we are in an energy crisis. South Asia for sure. And let's see. Kelly says, I'm going to shake off the crappy week and think positivity for the last weekend of the month. Yeah. And the weekend after this, guys, is Easter. So, hopefully, hopefully if you celebrate Easter, hopefully you have some good family time. Scott says, good afternoon. Marina says, hello. Good to see everyone. And Marina says, I asked the AI whether we are in an energy crisis. It said we are not in a fully blown crisis yet, but are in a historic energy shock. Duh. I predict stagflation for the foreseeable future. Yeah. I can see stagflation. I think this whole thing is going to create a certain amount of it. And I even heard with the U.S., part of the worry I think going on today is there's been whispers in the U.S. that, it may not be one rate hike. Maybe they're looking at 3 rate hikes before the year is out. I don't know if it'll go to 3. I don't think it will, but I could see 1, maybe 2. Because they never really brought their rates down that much. So there's still plenty of room for sure. All right. And hold on. Channel member is jumping to the front of the line with their channel member super chat. We got Paul. Bought Bitwise Solana staking ETF BSOL in the RRIF. That's probably not a bad idea. I like Solana. One of the reasons I like Solana is that when it comes to crypto, one of the issues with Ethereum for a lot of people who are looking to build on it is the gas fees are really high. But if you look at something like Solana, you can build on that as well, and you're not paying as high a gas fee. So a lot of developers are looking at Solana. So I think Solana is a pretty good coin for sure. So yeah, not a bad move, Paul. Not a bad move. And guys, if you are a channel member, oops, my 1 minute warning to the bell just went up. But if you're a channel member, you have a free super chat that you can use. It's your channel member chat. You get one of them every month. So feel free to use it because that will jump you to the front of the line. So now I got to find where the line was. Actually, pretty easy. Here we are. Zenio up next. Meta, Google, Microsoft, and a bunch of others are in a major crash since their respective peaks. Yeah. Now you could. Now we talked a little bit when I was talking about the correction. I'm talking about the Nasdaq. I was talking about the exchanges. You could probably look at Microsoft. Microsoft might. I don't know the data, but they might be in correction territory. They might be. Out of the 3, I think Microsoft might have the bigger chance because Microsoft has really fallen. But well, I'd have to do the math. So guys, the market. Whoops! Oh, I hit the coffee. The market's closed. So welcome to the weekend. Oh boy, we'll find out if we finished in the green because TradingView has a 15-minute delay on Canada and the Nasdaq. Not on all the other U.S. exchanges. It's good, but the TSX is the one that we're interested in because that's the only one that we'll find out if we stayed in the green or not. But what were we at last time? Oh no! Oh no! like I said, 15 minutes ago, it fell back into the red. Holy banana bread. All right, here we go. No, oh, no, that's yellow. That's kind of orange. Let's bring a bit more. There. Oh, there we go. That's a good red. It's so red, it's white. All right, back into the red. It was such a little vacation, a little vacation for sure. And hopefully this choppiness clears up soon. What the heck is going on? Yeah, my connection has been perfect all week up until I think there was a tiny bit towards the end of the stream yesterday. Let's see, Wahippo. I guess you didn't leave yet. We on hurry up and wait plan. The port doing some catch up from all the snow we had over the week. Then we get a part of the train. Okay, all right, yeah. Yeah, they had a lot. Like Alberta, Oh boy, Alberta got a lot of snow this week. So hopefully spring can be here for everybody soon. I mean, because April 1st is coming up. What is it? Wednesday. Wednesday, I think, is April 1st. Michael, it comes in saying, hello, Candace. Do you think REITs are down today because they anticipate inflation and higher interest rates? Um, well, I think honestly, pretty much everything is down today. I don't know if I would put any real other than oil. If you're in oil, if you are in gold or materials, you're doing fine today. Um, Actually, you know what, Michael? I did not. Let's take a look at. I'm kind of curious. I don't remember what utilities were doing here. Yeah, utilities are down. Even utilities are down. Well, some of them. Canadian utilities is actually up a tiny bit, but yeah. So unless you are in pretty much this sector here, you're pretty much down. Other than, well, here's Nutrien. Nutrien is up 2.54. So a couple of exceptions, of course. Paul is in the afternoon. Paul's in the house with a good afternoon. Ian says, if this keeps up by next week, I'm going to be able to average down on HYLD. Guess that's a positive. I know. Paul, let's see, bought some Harvest Circle in RRIF, bought some Hamilton QMVP in my TFSA. That QMVP or CMVP seem like bad ticker names, as I call them QVMP or CVMP sometimes. Okay, yeah. But I do like the champion lines. I think the champion lines are pretty good. Len says, Estee looking like a defensive stock, holding up well during this downturn, looking better than Utes. Let's take a look. Here we go. Let's pull this up and we'll bring in Estee. All right, Estee, here we go. And let's actually pull up the last year. So yeah, so Estee is, yeah, they're, other than this, holy cow, but Estee's not doing that bad, really. I mean, when you actually calculate in your dividend, that will push Estee up a little bit for sure. Actually, today's video, guys, we actually did take a look at the whole day max line. So C day, S day, Q day. But yeah, oh boy, it's one of these funny. It's a kind of a funny time in the market where, you know, even when I'm doing reviews on different ETFs, things like that, you know, they're gonna be down. There's just no way around it because everything is completely down. And I'm fine with that. It doesn't stop me. It just means I have to sort of make sure that, because if somebody's watching this 6 months down the road, I always try to make sure I mention that, you know, hey, there's stuff going on right now. Marina says, my prime candidate for slashing at the first opportunity is Biggie. Too concentrated in tech and too vulnerable to sector moves, which in turn depend heavily on the stability of the global supply chain. Yeah, the other thing too about Biggie is very, their covered calls are quite aggressive. So we're looking at most likely at the money, so ATM covered calls. They're not giving you much room for upside. So Biggie, especially if the market's not doing well, Biggie is really, really hurting. And here, guys, let's take a look. Let's actually look. Sometimes a picture is worth 1,000 falls. Yeah, here we go. This looks like it's almost like a downhill ski slope. Well, maybe not a good one because, oh boy, a lot of tire damage. Let's see. Ian says, strange, goats have no chop, but your camera does. That is weird. I wonder if it is StreamYard. I wonder if it's StreamYard doing it. Or no. I was going to say maybe it's the camera, but if it was the camera, I would be getting this happening when I'm using it for everything else, and I haven't been getting it, only the occasional times during the stream. So that is kind of strange. I'll look into it. You know, because I want to get that fixed. I do not like choppiness at all. Let's see. Easter goat. Too much detail. Yeah, maybe. Hopefully we get a repeat of April 2025. You're looking for another. You're looking for another Liberation Day. That would be nice. Let's see. First time in the live stream. Thanks for the good information you share. Find it very insightful. Well, welcome to the live stream, Victor. Good to see you. Let's see. Hannibal Lecter goat. Well, we do have the other Easter goat. Let's see. Paul, almost a year since Liberation Day. Time goes fast. I know. Hollyhock goats. Here's somebody who appreciates goats. New to the channel. Happy I found you. Great content. Thank you. Well, welcome to the channel. Maybe, I don't know, like those of you in here who are new, are you new because Gary Gill made a video and threw me in it? Is that kind of where it's coming from? It's actually funny because I don't know if you guys, anybody who's seen Gary Gill's last video, it's 3 people he wronged. So basically, 3 creators, I think he picked 3 of us that inspired him in one way or another, but that he feels aren't getting the recognition that they deserve. And one of the reasons is he was saying that we the 3 of us, so it was me, Mo Momentum, and Bizette. The 3 of us don't really use a lot of clickbait, and so he said in his video, you got to start using clickbait. I'm not going to, but he said that anyway. But I did reply to his video. I said, oh, so the next video I make, I should show a picture of you looking stressed out or something like that. Boy. A Vic is in the house. Stopped at a train crossing, take a sip of coffee, and give me a hi. I can do that. Let me mute this while I take a sip. Very good. Hi, Gil. Mary is in the house, guys. Mary's our official captain of the like button. If you have not hit that like button, now's the time to do it. Just give it a good old click, because that certainly helps the algorithm push this out for more people. All right. Vic says, can't believe this world mess causes the orange dude woke up one night and this was a good idea. Yeah, I know. It's amazing that one person can screw up the world as much as we're screwed up. And, and I don't want to blame, obviously you can't sort of say it's all Donald Trump's fault. He's got an administration. Their job is to sort of say, hey, it's a bad idea. Don't do it. There's a lot of failure, I think, going on in that administration. So I don't blame any one individual. I blame that administration. I think, I think they should be consulting Congress a bit more, and it should become a little more democratic. Let's see. Vic said I hit like, and I did. Perfect. Short train back on the road. Till next time. Enjoy, Vic. Have safe driving. And Mary says excellent. Let's see. Which YouTuber has the best ENCL versus oily comparison? Have you done that one? I'd like to hear how these ETFs react to global prices, general market volatility, etc. Kelly, are you a psychic? I'm just asking. Today, well, not today. Yesterday, I filmed that video. So yeah, you're going to see that Tuesday. Well, actually, you can watch it on Monday because you're a channel member. So yeah, it's already filmed and edited, by the way. I don't have a thumbnail yet for it. I'll make that thumbnail I'll make that thumbnail on Monday. Niece says hi to Kelly. Let's see. Doorpat. Based on all the analysis I am seeing online, the war is not ending anytime soon. Midterm elections may not even hold because of the crisis that will hit in the coming weeks. I'm taking a break from my portfolio. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm in agreement. I don't think this war is going to end soon. I don't think it's going to, his original 4 to 5 weeks, if that were true, then the war could end as early as tomorrow, between tomorrow and the next Saturday. I think the chances of that happening, well, I think there's more of a chance of Calgary not getting snow in a year than that happening. Good thing I didn't say Vancouver, because I don't think Vancouver actually had a meaningful snowfall this year. Lance says, I don't think those energy situation will work itself out until early fall. I leave for Dominican tomorrow morning. I hope they have more than 9 days of oil. On the bright side, it's going to be warm there, so you're not going to need any oil for heating. So, oh boy. Let's see. Patrick says, bought starter positions in Meta and Microsoft today. Tech will come back eventually. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the whole thing, guys. When we do go into a bear market or we go into a correction, those are times to be buying and holding, not getting worried because they go down even further, because they might. But, when we do come back, when we go into, when we get back into more bullish, like we are still technically in a bull market, but if we were to go into a bear market, stack up on all of the things that are cheap. By the time we get into the next bull market, your portfolio will look pretty nice for sure. Nee says nobody likes war, but two wrongs don't make one right. Yeah, I agree. I would prefer not to see the war. I would prefer that we just get some peace. Like, let's just have peace. But unfortunately, I don't have any say. Zozo says a startup position in AGCC ETF today. Nice. So, and you probably got a pretty good position. So AG, this here is our global X. This is our silver. Let's see here. Oh, actually, they had a pretty big day today. But nonetheless, silver, I'm pretty bullish. Like, they're still, if you got in at the beginning of this ETF, you're still way up. So yeah, they had a little bit of a bounce back today for sure. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see how this is all going to roll out. But yeah, all three of these, so AGCC, CPCC, GC, CC, or CL, depending on if you want the leverage or not. I think all three of those are pretty good buys. I think they're all going to be fine going into the future. That's what I always say, going into the future. All right, Asibu. Would only holding diversified 4-part ETF be sufficient at this time? What ETFs to consider? XLE or covered calls for income? Thanks for the consecutive goats videos plus Easter goat. Okay. It comes down to your goals, Cebu. So if you've got a long road, I would probably not grab income right now. I would probably look at, just some straight up dividend growth, like your XEQTs, your VFVs, XEI, even things like I think XDiv would also fit in there. Or if you do want a little bit of income, things like HDiv, HYLD, they're going to be down, but I think they're going to do well over the long haul. So it really boils down to, whether you want income or not. That's going to sort of determine where you want to kind of focus that. All right. T-bis this. Okay. I can T-bis this. I'm good at T-bising this. All right. I had to play with that. Paul. The Bitwise Solana staking ETF BSOL currently has a net expense ratio of 0.20%, net staking reward rate of 6.76%, but it stays in the NAV. Invest Answers bought BSOL options this morning, call and put. Okay. I actually think it's okay. I think it's all right. Nee says, I'm still waiting to see what fighter plane Canada will choose to have beside the American planes, but heard the American planes need to get a princess treatment to work in the cold. Okay. Yeah, I know you shared with us that plane, the plane that that's in consideration. I like it. I looked at it. It looks like a good plane. And obviously, if we buy them from Sweden, they're probably going to be already adapted to the cold. So, you know, what can I say? To me, it seems like a no-brainer. It seems like, and besides, let's not give the U.S. money. They're not treating Canada right, so they don't deserve our money. Sweden does. Rory, afternoon. We should be seeing brown grass, not white powder. Uh, I can actually see a little bit of brown grass around the edges of the lawn. The snow is pulled in a little bit, so I think things are going to get a little better, but I'm not sure. Kenneth, continue to buy more XCG as oil will to continue to go up. Yeah, that's not a bad move. And I do like XCG quite a bit. Ian, I am slowly DCAing out of REITs, pulling the Band-Aid off slowly. Yeah, I have one REIT. Well, I actually did. I got rid of all my REITs. I just put it all into RMAX. So even though RMAX has been a big disappointment, and I will call it that. Here we go. Let's pull it up. Even though it's been a big disappointment, it does produce some pretty steady income. So in the last year, it's been mostly flat. So I'm okay with that. And that to me is fine. But if we look at the entire, so even if you look at it here, it's a little bit down from where it launched at. Now, and here, let me see here. What is my, all right, let's see here. Over here. All right, RMAX right here. So yeah, 1663. So here, let's pull that out of the way. So I get in at, oh boy, higher than I thought. Yeah, I get in about here-ish. Yeah, so, you know, I'm at the line. I'm at that flat line. I'm okay with that. That's a perfect place to be. Yeah, 15.7 now. Now I'm almost thinking, if they stay down there, maybe I might add some. But that's an income play, 100%. All right, let's see here. Wahippo, all my mining stuff up. AMAX, AGCC, CPCC, 4N mining. Yeah, absolutely. And Wahippo, the Daymax video was good. Yeah, I, you know, it was actually funny. It was somebody in chat actually said you should do Daymax next, and I was like, okay. So April 1st is mortgage switch day with Pine Mortgage, 3.94% 5-year fixed. The 5-year fixed is starting to go up. And with the possibility of rate hikes, variable will go up. Added wife to title after 22 years. Probably a good idea. I actually think if I was in a situation where I had the opportunity to renew my mortgage now, I would probably be locking it in for as long as I can, because I have a feeling that the rates we're enjoying right now are probably going to be the lowest we're going to see in a long time. Let's see. Candace, TMX shows the TSS market 73 points in the green. Really? Well, keep in mind, let's take a look. Let's take our final look. Because we were 15 minutes delayed, there was still market time to come in. So let's take, yeah, look at that. It ended 0.23% up. Oh my gosh. I got to change the sign again. Here we go. Oh, no, I want green. Come on, green. There we go. All right. What a day. All right. So it was a green day on the market. Holy banana. Yeah, like if you can see, actually you guys can see, I was double checking to make sure I had the window up. We had a pretty strong end. So we had a nice green candle. So that to me indicates if nothing escalates over the weekend, we could see a green Monday. If nothing escalates, we've at least got the beginnings of some momentum. And every time we've seen this, pretty much lately, even in the war, every time we've seen this, it has followed through, provided Trump doesn't do anything stupid over the weekend. Guys, don't let him take his phone into the bathroom with him. Don't let him take his phone. All right, Wahipple. Let's see. I've thought that chop was because I am sitting in the back of the chop. Has the chop? Oops. Let's see here. I think it's gone. I think the chop is gone. All right, Patricia, hi. I watched yesterday replay. The betting in Wealthsimple is disappointing. Agreed. So yeah, as we mentioned yesterday, Wealthsimple, they have cleared the regulatory hurdles to allow poly-market betting on Wealthsimple. So this is, they're not allowed to do sports or politics. Basically, they're allowed to do financials and the weather. We don't know what this is going to look like. So this is just a story that was broken by the Globe and Mail. So Wealthsimple hasn't commented on it. Nobody knows if they plan to actually follow through. So yeah, I'm disappointed with the story. I'm going to wait until I actually hear what Wealthsimple is going to do. And if Wealthsimple does do it, I want it to be a separate app. Don't bring it into my broker. Don't bring it into our broker. Keep it in a separate app. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Wahipple. Let's see. I pick your videos, Candace, because the information is laid out nicely. They're to the point, and they're not clickbaits. Yeah, that's exactly the way I try to do it. Absolutely. And, you know, if I do a clickbait, I'm okay with doing a clickbait. I want to say this. I will clickbait you guys as long as I deliver what that clickbait says. So, you know, if I have a clickbait where, you know, I've got my hands in my face in my hands and I'm like, I've just been wrecked. Well, I better have just been wrecked in that video, right? If I haven't been wrecked, I have no business making that that thumbnail. So that's just me. I know the YouTube algorithm, and I know people, psychology. You know, I'm going to say everything's okay, and somebody's going to say the world is ending. And 9 out of 10 people will click on the world is ending instead of me saying everything's okay. So that's psychology. That's the way psychology goes. But I just want to be honest. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to clickbait unless it's true. All right. Extreme says thank you. Well, thank you, Extreme, for saying thank you. Okay. Patricia, it was an okay dead. It was an okay day. Red at negative 0.48%. Marina, I wouldn't be surprised if Trump orders a landing on Kark Island over the weekend. He likes erratic moves. It would make for an interesting Monday. Yeah, it'd be a very red Monday. I hope he doesn't do it because unfortunately, you know, and Larry was mentioning this yesterday. He was mentioning that Iran would pretty much just bombard the island. They could, you know, just drop artillery on it. So I think Americans will die if that happens, and I don't want to see Americans die. I mean, you know, I'd rather nobody dies. But what can I say? Paul, let's see. Thumbnail for Oily versus ENCY video should be Trump and leader from Iran playing the battleship game with some barrels of oil in the background. Oh yeah, is that? I think I saw that on my watch a second ago, Paul. I think you must have sent it to me. It's not, even though Marina was mentioning Oily versus ENCY. The focus of the video is actually Oily, but I will tell you guys, since you're here, ENCY is one of the benchmarks that I compare Oily to. And I will tell you something. Something that has never happened in the history of the channel happens in this video. Something I've never seen before happens in this video. So you'll have to, this, you know, is this clickbait? Yes, it sure is. But is it true? You betcha. So you'll want to watch this one. You will really want to watch to see what it is. Or just ask me after it airs. I'm not going to spoil it because I'm so bad at not spoiling things. But this time, I'm being firm. I'm not spoiling it. I won't even tell the channel members. I'm not spoiling it. Though they'll know on Monday. Rory, looking at local refinery maintenance shutdowns in Edmonton Lloydminster oil corridor. That's not surprising. Let's see. Paul, Grok doesn't let you make images or videos now without having a subscription. I noticed Gemini from Google has no timeouts. Yeah, it's funny. I haven't actually tried to make a video, an image with Grok for a long time, but I do not have a subscription, so it looks like I guess I can't. Because back when I used to do a lot of images for the old format of This Week, I used to go to Grok whenever I needed an image that had Trudeau or Trump in it, because everybody else would be like, nope, we can't do that. Now, if I wanted to, with ChatGPT, I have to describe what Trump would look like. If I can describe him well enough, I'll get something that looks sort of like Trump. But I just can't say make a picture of Donald Trump. I don't know why. Because I think, I don't know. I understand. I understand the rules behind it, but it can be annoying as a content creator if you want a specific thing. All right, Lance, how do you think ETF sectors like X-Clean will benefit capitalize from this potential energy crisis? I think this will be used as a stronger push for more clean energy adoption. So yeah, and we were talking a little about that yesterday. So yeah, absolutely. I think this can be a boon for renewable energy. Now, the problem is, it's not like they have the infrastructure to take advantage of it. That's the one problem. But this could certainly give them the move to try to get that infrastructure up and running. So, especially if this turns out to be a longer term thing, I think that would be a big boon for natural gas, or just clean energy. And plus, clean energy, if they're if their oil is kind of in limbo, and energy is rare to come by, they're going to make more money. So if you think about it, if these natural gas companies, or natural gas, sorry, let's just go with these renewable energy companies, are making more money for their energy because energy is at a premium, that's more money that they can put into expansion. So yeah, I can think there could be a boon from this on the long term for sure. Also nuclear. Keep in mind, nuclear fits into that as well, because nuclear is another good place to go as well. Larry, pulled an Elon, fired half my board, and declared they are here to cheer and clap, not make investment decisions. Strip them of any and all authority of questioning what I buy. This is a dictatorship. Oh my God, Larry. Larry, you worked for Elon. He might have rubbed off on you a little bit, my friend. That's funny. Ian says, I'm still in the green on RMAX after dividends. I'm selling it every few days to buy ECHI. Just bought RMAX for diversity. Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, if I add in the dividends, I'm definitely pretty well in the green on RMAX. Len says better to buy oil stocks than gold, silver, but only after ex-dividend date at the end of the month. Oh, there you go. I think energy is fine. I mean, oil, no matter how much we talk about and how much a lot of governments are saying we'd like to get off oil someday, the reality is it's not going to happen anytime soon. It's going to be a long process. Oil's going to be king for quite a while. All right. Amari says, hello, my VDY is red since the war, but my XEG green, good to have a balance. Yeah. I love XEG. So XEG, guys, that's like the iShares S&P TSX capped energy ETF. It's a really good ETF. Actually, I think I made a video like 3 years ago about XEG, where I called it one of the best little ETFs out there. But yeah, I do love it for sure. Mary says, so let's support Candace and hit that like button for all this info. I love it. All right, you know what? Let me refresh. I haven't even looked at the like button yet. That's how I'm bad at the like button, guys. That's why Mary is so awesome. 45. All right, we got 45 likes. Oh, and funny, my test box brought up a commercial for bank. So the ETF, Volves ETF. So there we go. Guys, yeah, there's 84 of you here. So roughly about half of you have probably hit it, because some of you have hit it and left, because that's kind of the way it works. So guys, if only half of you hit it, so let's knock it up. Let's take a half of you who haven't, and half a chance at maybe pushing it up by half too. All right, that's a lot of halves. We should have a whole. But anyway, let's take it up to 60. Let's just, let's 15. Let's knock it up to 60. While you guys are all doing that right now, I'm going to have a drink. That was so good. All right. I'm going to refresh it. I'm demanding. We're at 60, right? We're not, but I don't know what we're at, but all right, let's see here. 54. That's actually not bad, guys. Better than I was anticipating. All right, Ian says, can't wait to see what the first time ever thing is on your next video. Is it safe for work? Absolutely. I don't do things that are not safe for work. Let's see. Rory, they cheer and clap at Walmart meetings. Do they? No, they probably do. Carol says, hey all, sunny weekend. Nice. Gotta love it. All right. Hi, Candace. Did you average down on Microsoft? I started a position this week, bought my second leg today. Any idea why it's tanking so much? Good question. Good question. So, is Microsoft tanking? Yeah. I couldn't tell you right now exactly why. I mean, I think it's still all of this stuff going on. And I think this week with OpenAI deciding to move away from Sora. So by closing Sora, I think that has kind of stirred the nest, the AI worry nest again. Because I've seen some videos. I've seen videos out there, people fear-mongering, going, oh, this is the beginning of the bubble popping, guys. It's the beginning. We told you the bubble's going to pop. Here it comes. No, they're just looking at it like, all right, we're falling a little behind because we're spending too much money on a part of the business that isn't as important as the robotics and AI agents and all of that other stuff. So they're just sort of refocusing their money. And that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Now, let's see what happens over the next, I would say, let's watch over the next month and see what happens. If the bubble is popping, well, we'll know. If it's not popping, which is what I think, we'll also know. Well, people will still be saying, oh, it's gonna pop though. What can I say? Carol says a correction is another word for losing money fast. Or gaining money fast. As in, opportunities to buy. And on the other side, when we do recover, that's a good way to have a little bit of green in your portfolio for sure. And yeah, exactly. Rory says only if you sell. Yeah, that's the whole thing. You know what we'll do? Monday we'll have, if we have a red day Monday, or any of the markets are red, we'll do a correction watch. So what I'll do is I'll actually I'll figure out what the all-time highs are for each of those exchanges, and then that'll tell us exactly what number we need to do to hit correction, and we'll watch. We'll see if we're in correction in anybody. But right now, like I said, if we had a really bad Monday, yeah, some of them are going to be in correction territory. Marin says, hey guys, let's hit that like button. EIT has gone down a bit today. Thoughts? Ooh, did EIT fall today? That's interesting. Oops, let's actually go over here. Let's see here. Well, EIT, they hold. So part of what they hold is energy, and that's done okay. But now let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, and they already had their, I was thinking, first of all, I was sort of thinking about the energy. They also hold healthcare. Healthcare is another thing, and they also hold financials. So the financials did get hit hard, so that probably might be what pulled them down a little bit. I don't think there's never news on EIT, quite literally. Yeah, exactly. Just them announcing distributions. That's pretty much all you'll ever see in the news. EIT is kind of an under-the-radar company for sure. Let's see. And Rory says, waiting for EIT to go sub 16. All right, Larry, we went up 110% 3 weeks ago. Now only up 11.7%. They asked me to hold and not get in and out of things. Never again will I listen to other people when it comes to investing. Okay, so that's why you fired them. So guys, in case you're new to the channel, Larry runs a an investing fund, So, and that's what he's sort of talking about. Larry's pretty good. Larry's very good. I mean, some of his moves, because he tends to share them, are pretty darn impressive for sure. All right, Rory, Larry, that is caused by some Tylenol. More like an 8 Ball and tequila. There we go. Or all three. Holy banana bread. Yeah, what can I say? Ah, I'm going to have some more coffee. That's what I'm going to say. It's funny. I'm almost half expecting one of you guys to pop into the chat and say Trump said this. Because that's kind of what happened yesterday. But it's weird. It's weird. All right, now we're in the final run for this little thing going on over here on Blossom. Let me pull this up. It's called the Ambassador Games. So the ambassadors, those are basically Brandon Beavis handpicked a whole bunch of people to be ambassadors. I'm one of them. So in the basically for March, they're doing this little competition. There's prizes and all of that fun stuff. And how it works is, first of all, they take like-sized channels, right? Because it's not fair for a channel my size to be competing against a channel, let's say Brandon Beavis' size, because he's huge. So I'm fighting against people my own size. In District number 1, let's go to District 1. And here I am, Blue Whale. I'm sitting, oh boy, I've fallen to 5th place, guys. I know I'm not going to win. I know I'm not going to win. Right now, Lavender Fox is sitting up there at 49. It's like, yeah, what can I say? So, yeah, I'm not going to win. But I still, at this point, I may not even get to 3rd, but I'd like to get 4th back. I want 4th back. So how do I get points? Well, when I share my affiliate link here for Blossom, and let me do that right now. So here's the Blossom link. It should be popping up here in chat in just a moment. When you sign up, go over, download the app, I get a point. Simple as that. Now, of course, if you already have it, there's nothing you can do. But if you don't yet have Blossom, use this link. Get on over there. Sign up. Get me a point. Get me a point. And once you get over there, let me pull this up. Let's go to the home page. First of all, this is what Blossom is. It's a social media app for folks like us, people who like to talk about finance, about stocks, about ETFs. It's in pretty much a feed just like that. Sometimes YouTubers will promote their videos a little bit too, as we can see from Canadian in a T-shirt there. But yeah, it's just a whole bunch of these. Now, this is the main feed. Now, one of the things I will ask you guys to do is if you come over, throw me a follow when you get there. And I'll tell you why. Because I normally don't go through the main feed. I like to go through my notifications. Oh, look, Joey followed me. There we go. Following you back, Joey. And I'll follow you back like I did with Joey because I like to go through here. And this way here, I'm only looking at the people I'm following, which means I have a bigger chance of seeing one of your posts. It gives me a better chance of being able to interact with you. And that's what I want. I want to be able to interact with you guys. And I will also say, if you post something that you want me to interact with, so you're like, I really want Candace to see this, all you got to do is throw in a mention. So like right here, 4 days ago, Mega Warrior mentioned me. Basically, yeah, another great video by @Mountain Finance. But just put in @Mountain Finance. It's simple, something simple. Even if you're looking at somebody else's post and you're like, gosh, I want to know what Candace thinks of this. Just say, hey, @Mountain Finance, what do you think of this? Simple as that. And I will certainly look at it and give you my opinion. So that's one of the reasons I ask you guys to do that, to follow me so I can follow you right back. What's this? This is new. Chat. What is chat? Hey, Candace, how can I help? Oh. I wonder, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Oh, guys, I need a question to ask. Oh, I need a question to ask the chat. Let's see. Um, oh, God, roast my portfolio. Do you guys want to roast my portfolio? Now, the portfolio I have over here on Blossom is the 0 to 100K, but let's do it. All right. So a quick note before we start. Beavis is Blossom's AI-powered investing educator. Okay, yeah, all right, that's fine. Let's just do this. All right, we're about to get roasted. We're about to get roasted. Uh-oh. It's going to be harsh. It'll be harsh. It's AI, but that's fine. I know what I'm doing, guys. I know what I'm doing. I think I do. Maybe the AI is about to tell me that I am an idiot. Your portfolio is basically a Canadian energy fund with a personality disorder. All right. Wow. Wow. Look at this. Let's see. Your stated aggregate energy weight is 31%, and that's before backing out the hidden energy exposure inside your multi-sector ETFs. The real number is higher. Let's see. You've then dressed it up with covered call ETFs, royalty corps, and a REIT maximizer, but strip those away, and this is fundamentally an oiled sands conviction play wearing a diversified income portfolio costume. Wow. All right. Oh, it's not holding anything back. All right. You said growth income. Your portfolio heard yield at any cost. Consequences be damned. Okay. All right. Yeah. And it's talking about Q Day, 4% leverage reached reset tax. So, yeah, it's talking about a few of the things there. Okay. Let's see. Covered call ETFs that cap your upside are one thing. Covered call ETFs on crypto and leverage tech are a different creature. The distributions look great until you zoom out on the total return chart. Okay. Let's see what else we got. You have 32 positions. Canada owns most of them. Okay. Let's see. Canada is 3% of global market cap. You're running it like it's 85% of the world. Well, yeah, okay. Your international exposure is eBank at 1% and Inti at 2%. With a 10-plus year horizon, the rest of the world, U.S. growth, European recovery, emerging markets, it's just sitting there uninvited while you and Canada have a private party. Wow. Wow, it's kind of mean. You know what? I'm going to tell it. You are kind of mean. I don't know if it'll actually reply to that, but let's see. Let's see. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. All right. It says, fair. That's kind of the whole point of a roast, though. You literally asked me to go in on it. All right. Yeah. To be clear, I actually think your portfolio has a strong, deliberate thesis behind it. A growth income investor leaning into Canadian energy, commodities, and covered call yield strategies isn't a random mess. It's a point of view. You clearly know what you own and why. The roast format is just a fun way to surface the tensions and trade-offs that are worth being aware of. None of it means the portfolio is broken. Want me to switch gears and give you a straight, genuine analysis instead? Oh, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Yes, please. Holy banana bread. Guys, isn't Blossom fun? Click that link. All right. Let me pull live data on all of your, there we go, holdings at once. Here's the real honest picture. Let's see. Your commodity materials exposure is genuinely shining right now. BDT is a standout of the week, up 12.55%. Bird Construction. That's a big move for a construction name. XMA is up 7.28%. CPCC up 6.9%, and LUG, Lundin Gold, up 2.84%. Gold and copper are doing the heavy lifting in your materials sleeve right now. Your energy core is also holding up. CNQ up 2.26%. XEG 3.51%. ENCL 2.84% on the week. Given the macro uncertainty around tariffs and oil prices, that's a solid week for the thesis. And here's the drag spots. Yeah, HBTE is down 9.21% this week. and MSTE is down 6.57. I got 10 shares of MSTE, so let's just say I only got 10. These two are your biggest weekly laggards by a wide margin. HHIS leveraged tech income is also off 4.79%, and QDay is down 3.33. The crypto and leveraged tech wrappers are taking hits that the covered distributions won't fully offset. Okay, and I know that. So let's see, your core thesis is actually well constructed for a growth income investor. And I'm actually, well, yeah, I was going to say I'm actually more of a, I am a growth income. Let's see, C&Q is one of the biggest of the highest quality energy names on the TSX. Low break even, strong free cash flow, consistent buybacks and dividend growth. CNR is a near monopoly infrastructure play. Lundin Gold gives you real gold exposure without just buying a passive ETF. These are thoughtful, conviction-driven picks. Your defensive income layer, Fortis, XUT, Armax, EXE adds genuine ballast. These are all up modestly this week and doing exactly what defensive income holdings should, not falling apart when risks off hits. One thing genuinely worth watching. All right. Let's see, the covered call, crypto, and leverage tech positions, so HBTE, MSTE, QDay, sit in a different risk bucket than the rest of your portfolio. They generate eye-catching distributions, but the NAV erosion is down weeks is real, worth periodically asking whether the total return, income minus NAV decline, is actually net positive over time, not just the distribution in isolation. All right, fair enough. Yeah, and this, these are fair. This is a fair, yeah, I'd say it's fair. There we go. I got roasted and reviewed. But that's a 0 to 100K, and obviously there is, a goal to it. But yeah, that's kind of cool. All right, neat. Something new in Blossom. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Ooh, look at that. Just as we were here, we had a Carlos. Carlos, are you in the chat? Did you just download this and follow me? If so, I followed you back. But yeah, there is a lot of interesting things. So guys, in here as well, if you do want to see the portfolio that they were roasting, here it is right here. So this here is your 0 to 100K challenge. And it's all in here. You can look at it. It's I do have a video that comes out every month on it as well. All right. Carol says, I like the Goat Squad. Yes, I love the Goat Squad too. The Goat Squad kind of unintentionally happened. It's kind of funny, but yeah, I'm certainly liking it as well. Can Blossom Chat revive dead accounts? I don't know. I honestly have no idea. But who knows? You could always ask. I don't know if Beavis would know. Maybe. Let's see. Patricia says, yes, Max has posted saying there are new things in Blossom. Yeah. See, I like the old days. They used to tell us everything. Like, I'd know a week I'd know a month in advance what was about to hit. But now that we've gotten so much bigger, I don't hear stuff as much. Let's see. Ian says, I'm looking at the AI chat on the Blossom app. What's it called? I think it's called Beavis there. Yeah, Beevis. So obviously it's a play on Brandon Beavis, but it's like it's his last name, but add an extra E in there. So, all right. This AI bot is mean. But you know what? That's what a roast is, right? Like if you ever been to a celebrity roast, you kind of make fun of them, and that's kind of the whole idea of it. So yeah, that's what a roast is. I wasn't even offended. I was just like, I actually thought it was funny. So, what can I say? All right. Carol says, those who have electric cars are going to be happy to not be dependent on gas. Yes, but, oh boy, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. But where does electricity come from? A lot of it comes from, fossil fuels are used to generate a lot of that electricity. So electricity could go up depending on where you are. I think in Quebec, you should hopefully be fine because I'm not sure where you live, Carol, but I was just bringing up Quebec because Quebec is mostly hydroelectricity. So that should be fine. But then again, if electricity gets more expensive, sometimes people will just raise the price anyway, even though it's not costing them any more to make it. So it'll be interesting to see. All right, guys. We got about 10 minutes left, so if you have your last minute questions, let's get them in. Let's get them on in. Um, and I will answer them. And if you keep me talking, I'll go longer. Right? That's what happens, right? Um, all right. I'm gonna very quickly have some coffee though, while you guys are feverishly typing up those last minute questions. Or maybe you're not. Maybe no, but maybe everybody's like, nah, I got everything I need. We'll find out here in a moment. Give me a moment to have some coffee. Oh gosh, that is so good. It is very, very good. So what can I say? Yep. Hey, yep. How are you doing? So happy Friday and happy weekend, guys. Awesome, awesome. Good to see you. Good to see you. I just yesterday, Yep joined the channel membership. So hopefully you've had a chance to, I guess, well, yesterday you could have watched today's video. So hopefully you got a chance to watch today's video yesterday. You'll want to, well, actually, yeah, this week. So Tuesday, we're going to have an office hours. So it's something I give to the channel membership. So 7 p.m. Eastern, it's a very chill stream. Like quite literally, we may not even talk about finance. But if you have finance questions, you can still bring them. I'll talk. I'll talk finance the whole thing if you guys want me to. But if you guys want to talk about anything else under the stars, we'll talk about it. Quite literally, last week we were talking about birds. We were talking about birds. I even showed a picture of a crow. So totally, it was kind of a bird-brained stream, but it was fun. It was fun. That's kind of the idea. It's kind of like, I do these shows all the time. And it's all business. Yeah, sure, I may present my information kind of in an amusing, fun way. I try to, at least. And I go off on tangents all the time, sure. But in a way, office hours can be its own tangent, all on its own. It's just, I look at it as being sort of a chance to sort of be laid back, just be a person. I will also point out, if you're not a channel member and you're like, gosh, I really would like to see that though, I do make one of them available every month. So not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. So the first Tuesday of every month, I make that one available for everyone. So everyone can come in. It's still a chill stream. There's more of you. We don't have, so I don't have, yeah, we'll do whatever. We'll do whatever. And, all right, let's go up here. Yep said I bought some more HHIS in the morning just to see the price drop again. Yeah, it happens. But, yep, here's the thing. As you're buying more at lower prices, you are averaging down that the adjusted cost base. And quite literally, on the other side of this, I think these funds are going to be fine. I think they're going to be fine. So, look at it this way: you're buying for the future. You're not really buying for now. And plus, when those dividends start coming in too, that's also nice as well. Rory said bingo on Sunday. Yes, this Sunday we will have bingo. So, what is bingo? How I will break out the bingo card, and you guys will pick stocks or ETFs and predict what they're going to be on Monday. And on Monday stream, and we have Monday stream. Wahipple has already secured Monday stream. We're going to review that bingo card and see if we can get a bingo. See if we can get a bingo. It's a lot of fun. So we'll be doing that. We have a weekend live stream on Sundays. It's from 4 p.m. Eastern. It usually goes about 2.5 hours. So we'll be doing it during that live stream. Exactly. Bingo. Marina, I'm going to get to you in just a second. I got a super chat. So super chats always jump the line. All right. We've got John in with a $6.99 super chat. These high WTI, so West Texas Intermediate prices, are going to sink the Canadian economy. So here we go. Yeah, the oil, one of the things, so Canadian oil, we sell it, we have what's called West Western Canadian Select, so WCS. And it's sold at a discount to WTI. So that's kind of there's a bit of a spread between WTI and West Canadian Select. And that's kind of one of the things. One of the reasons, like, when Donald Trump was saying we don't need Canadian oil, I'm like, yes, you do. You're getting a great deal. Because one of the things the US has been doing is so the US, a lot of the refineries are geared for heavy crude oil. And that's what we produce. That's the stuff that comes out of the oil sands. Venezuela also has heavy crude. But a lot of the US refineries are geared. They do have some for light crude, but they don't, most of them are heavy crude. Now, the US, Donald Trump said he pumps a lot of oil. They pump a lot of oil. They sure do. But a lot of the oil they're pumping, they're using fracking. So they're getting a lot of light crude. So fracking, you're basically pumping water down amongst the shale layers, and you're pulling that out, and they're pulling that oil out. So it's a lot lighter. And that they can sell. They sell that. So light crude is actually, it's easier to process than heavier crude. So you can sell that for quite a bit. So here's the thing. For every barrel of Canadian oil that the US buys, they're able to sell a barrel of the light crude for more. So the US makes a lot of money for that. Now, here's a few issues. So as the price keeps going up, now, is it going to sink the Canadian economy? This is the interesting thing. There's two ways you can look at this. One way is that because we're selling it to them at a discount, they're processing it. Well, guess where some of that oil is going? It's coming right back, and we're going to pay full ticket price for it. So that's the thing. If Canada wants to, and this is kind of the issue. So if Canada wanted to not have an issue with the price of WTI going up, they would have to make sure that Western Canadian Select, the stuff that we're selling to the US, is going up, the same amount to try to keep that balance. And that'll be something worth watching. If it doesn't, if we're still, if the US is like, well, no, we're not going to take your oil at that price, yeah, that can certainly have an impact on the Canadian economy. Now, that's just the oil aspect. But here's the problem, and this is where I think John is kind of hitting at, is that oil, if it's going up, it's going to impact pretty much every aspect of the economy. So you take food stores. Well, you need oil, in the form of gasoline to be able to transport food to stores. So obviously, that means that you're going to have to charge stores more. So trucking companies will be charging stores more to bring the food to them. If they do that, where do you think that extra price? It's not coming out of the shareholders. It's coming out of your pocket as a buyer. So food prices will go up, and that's this oil inflation that they're talking about. And as that happens, once you get to the Bank of Canada, they have to sort of look at it, and one of their key goals is to prevent inflation. And how do they do that? Well, by raising rates. So you could see down the line the Bank of Canada raising interest rates, making it harder for Canadians to buy stuff. If Canadians are not buying stuff, that slows down the economic engine. So we don't have that money coming into the economy. That impacts GDP. Right now, the GDP, the last quarter was in the red. It was negative. One more negative GDP, and that would be what we would call a technical recession. Doesn't mean that we will be in a recession. It just means that, we've hit that criteria. It still has to be called. There is a body that is responsible for making that call, and there are other factors that go into it. And I have a feeling the government will not want them to call a recession. But I look at it this way. If we get into a technical recession, for all intensive purposes, we're in a recession, except for maybe by name. Maybe by name. So that's just something to keep in mind. So yeah, will high oil prices tank the Canadian economy? It's not going to be good. It's really not going to be good. So yeah, I think it will it could very well push us into a recession. That's an absolute possibility. So yeah, John, I think you're right in that aspect. When you look at it from a bigger picture, and I know I just went off on a huge oil tangent, but I wanted to sort of give the bigger picture. I wanted the bigger picture for sure. Okay. Holy banana bread. All right, let's see here. Now we're back to Marina. I highly recommend. Oh, wait a minute, guys. I can't go back to Marina. We still have one more holiday goat. I almost forgot. Let's get this goat out. Then we'll go to Marina. I promise. Here we go. This is our less Hannibal Lecter-like goat for sure. And it also makes more. So, oh dear. Easter's almost over, guys. Easter is almost, well, it's not almost over. It's another week away, but, nonetheless. Okay. Now, Marina, I'm here. Okay, I highly recommend the Predictive History YouTube channel, a geopolitical history channel run by a Canadian professor, Jang. He uses game theory to map out major geopolitical events in a very structured way. I already like this channel. I've never watched it, but I like the sound of it, so I'm going to have to check this one out. Just give me a second here. I'm actually just did a quick screenshot of your comment, so that way there I can check this out tonight. Let's see here. Samantha says you read my mind. There we go. And Nice, coming back to John, is it will sink the whole world economy. Yeah, if this goes on for any amount of time, it will absolutely. It could absolutely lead to pretty much a world recession. A world recession, not just a Canada recession or a U.S. We're talking about, a world recession. So yeah, it can happen. It can definitely happen. When is the next Bank of Canada rate decision? Good question. Do we have one? I think we have one in April. I think. Let's find out. Give me a second. Let's pull up Google. All right. A Bank of Canada rate decisions 2026. Here we go. Scheduled. Here we go. It's in here. It's in here somewhere. All right. Let's just pull this up here. Let's see. Interest rate, April 24. Oh, I don't know what that is. All right. That's somebody's. Okay. Here. This is what I'm looking for. Here we are. So yeah, April 29th, right here. And then after that, we don't have any in May, but the next one will be June. But it's pretty early in June, so it's almost like we have one in May. But April, so we got one April, June, July, September, October, and then December. So there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left for this year. April 26th is going to be really interesting, guys. It will be really, I can't even call April 29th. April 29th. I can't call it yet. I can't call it yet. And I'll tell you why. Because it's really going to hinge on if this war ends really early in April, I think they'll pause it to wait and see what happens. If it's still going on, towards the end of April, oh boy, I think there could be a chance of a hike. There could, and I don't want to say it. But I think there could be a chance. So just something to keep in mind, guys. Something to keep in mind. All right. Let's see here. Rory, I'll look on my own. Well, we just did, Rory. All right, guys. Once again, you guys are awesome. This was a fantastic show. You guys are awesome. Thank you, of course, to Wahipple for all of those gifted subs. And John. John's super chat. Very awesome conversation piece before the end of the show. And I, anytime I get the opportunity to, I go off on an oil tangent. I like it. I like it for sure. We will be back here on Sunday. We have this week, so that's 4 p.m. Eastern. We'll also be back on Monday for the market close. So you don't want to miss those. Until then, guys, holy banana bread. You guys have been awesome. Fantastic show. I can't wait. Before I go, though, I got 2 words I do want to quickly say to you guys, and that is, you guys know what I'm going to say. Bye-bye.